Hollie Taylor here for Good Company. And yes, we've got good company this week, a special week. International Women's Day is coming up. And so I thought we need to talk to some ladies in interesting vocations. And then this press release landed on my desk and it was perfect. I'm excited to be able to speak with Cindy Chan today as she is doing something pretty incredible. Groundbreaking, if you wouldn't mind. How are you doing, Cindy?
Good, good. Thank you, Holly.
Yes, well, you're in aviation, and there's not a lot of women in this particular field. So I'm curious, why did you choose aviation?
Not a lot of women, but I think we're growing. So that's a
Absolutely.
great part. Why aviation for me? To put it very, very simply, in my experiences of aviation, the more I experienced aviation, the more of the beauty of God I saw.
Ooh.
And it just pointed me to yeah, as a Christian, it pointed me to the creator of this world. I was able to see just creation, this world, the trees, all of that from a different perspective, in a way where I think it highlighted just how small us as humans are, but how great the love of God is to die for us. And I think for my story, it's quite interesting because I grew up hating airplanes.
Yes, you had a little
I
issue with not loving motion.
yeah, I really struggled with motion sickness, and it was just miserable. But I think it's really crazy how I was able to experience flight in that completely different perspective, and it turned me around 180 to now just loving working with airplanes and all of that.
Yeah, I laugh because it just seems like such a God thing, hey? Oh, I
Yeah,
struggle with motion sickness, and yet dedicating your life to serving God through aviation. Was
for
this
sure.
like a miraculous healing, or what happened to make you literally be able to stomach being in the air and flying?
Not so much actually. When I had first gotten interested in aviation itself, I hadn't gotten over motion sickness yet. So even up until I want to say 5, 6 years ago, I was still dealing with a lot of this motion sickness stuff. And I traveled long distances across the world to Hong Kong from Canada. Um, and so it was definitely a wrestle of, oh, I feel like this is where God gave me the passion, but physiologically, I'm still struggling. Without really God putting that desire in my heart, I think I wouldn't like airplanes at all. I'm not one of those, geeks who knows the different airplanes in the sky and, how yeah, I don't know how to name airplanes, but it's really simply through aviation I saw God, and that's what drew me in. But very thankfully, over the past 5 years or so, um, in my eyes, very miraculously, I don't feel like I am experiencing that motion sickness ever since. And it's really crazy because my past experiences were um, they were quite intense. So it's quite mind-boggling to me. And I want to believe that it is God's healing. But whether it is or not, I have the confidence that if this is where He has called me, then, He's gonna give me that strength to carry through.
Yeah, that's a great message, I think, across all vocations, whether it's flight, whether it's anything. If God's giving you the passion, you just got to take that step and you got to trust Him. So here you are in the world of aviation. What area specifically are you focused in on?
Aircraft maintenance. So taking care of the plane on the ground, making sure that it flies, it's safe, it's legal, and yeah, it's running properly.
Hmm. Mitigating any kind of accidents, keeping everybody safe in the air.
That is the goal.
And I'm sure you will do it amazingly. Now, when it comes to aviation and missions, how did you make that connect?
Oh man, I think ultimately it was just thinking, well, my passion in aviation is so tied to my faith. For me to know that there's an organization specifically that takes this very unique industry and brings it in with global missions. Just thinking how often we think about global missions as, doctors, church plants, things like that, but rarely do you think about the transportation. And I think it's beautiful because in every aspect or in every industry, there's a very there are opportunities for to be missional. Um, and so I think this was great and opportunity showed up. So I took it.
Yeah. How did you even find out about Mission Aviation Fellowship?
So this is another crazy part of my story. When I had initially gotten my foot in aviation, I was in high school and I bumped into someone that I had never met before, and it logically we shouldn't have been in that same context. But we were both there. I noticed he had a pilot jacket on, and that sparked the conversation. He told me, oh, he wants to be a missionary pilot when he finishes school, and I thought, what is that? And that's how he told me about Mission Aviation Fellowship. Um, I hadn't seen him ever since then until recently when I purposely reconnected. Um, but yeah, that's how the organization was put in my mind. And it came back when I studied aircraft maintenance. So here I am.
Here you are. So what are the next steps for you?
So currently in Three Hills, I am aircraft maintenance engineer apprentice because I haven't achieved the Transport Canada aircraft maintenance engineer license yet, and that's the plan for the next couple years for me to hopefully work towards fulfilling those requirements, get licensed so that I could go overseas, and ideally after that all happens, then we pick a place for me to go to and I serve overseas.
Now, if you could write down a wish list of places to go and just be like, hey, God, I would like to go here. Where would you want to go?
Um, that's the hard part. I want to go everywhere.
Yeah.
If I could,
Okay,
I would
top
just
three,
go
top three.
everywhere. I think currently I have a lot of interest in Latin America.
Okay.
So a lot of the countries down south of Canada. I would love to see, I would love to engage with. I think their culture, the landscape, all of that is really intriguing. A lot of the countries in Africa, I think, are quite interesting to me as well. So those would be my top two continents. Um,
Not countries, continents. I love this for you. I'm so excited to see where God's
yeah,
going to take you.
yeah, me too.
Oh dear, growing up, they used to have the joke about God, send me anywhere, just not Africa. And I just remember that sticking in my head. I'm like, why not Africa? That would be so incredible. Oh man, so you literally could go anywhere in the world, really?
I could. I think the only thing is I'm not a big fan of the cold.
Okay, so no
So
Antarctica.
well, I would love to go to Antarctica for vacation, to see the penguins. I don't want to work there though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. You need some very warm gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, wanting just to wish you all the best on this journey. You'll get your certification for sure. And it's amazing that you are in this role, loving aviation. You mentioned that it's growing. We're seeing more and more women in aviation. So as we wrap up, what or who is one of your inspirations when it comes to aviation and women who pave the way?
Um, to be very honest, I don't think there's a specific person who inspires me more than the others. I think I really appreciate that the female aviators in the past have paved the way for us. I recognize that they've put in a lot of effort and work to rewrite the narrative and allow, women to easily join this industry nowadays. And so I don't take that for granted, and I really appreciate that. But I think right now, because I am in this very privileged position to enter without as much discrimination, I kind of approach that without trying to focus too much on the differences between men and women. So yeah, it's not, I don't really have a specific inspiration.
Yeah, it's just nice to know that you're taking that next step in this journey where we don't have conversations and we say, wow, not a lot of women in this industry. Hey, it's just normal.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm very thankful for that. So I do give that recognition to the women in the past. And I think representation still matters. So I'm glad to be kind of representing the females. But I also hope that the next generation can step in, not too focused on the fact that we are, or are not, and just go in it with your strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, just need a big heart and saying yes to whatever God is calling you to do.
Yeah,
Well, I want to wish you again, like I said, all the best. Please keep us posted. And if you end up going to Africa or somewhere in South America, you'll have to let us know.
for sure. Thank
Is
you.
no worries. If someone wants more information though on the Mission Aviation Fellowship, where do they go?
They can go to our website, maf.ca, and there you'll see all the information about our organizations and the different missionaries that are all over the world.
Yes. So if aviation is a passion of yours and you want to be praying for these missionaries in action utilizing transportation, you will have a lot of options to pick from and just pray for them all as this is an incredible ministry. Cindy, thank you so much for spending some time with us here today.
Thank you.